On this episode of the Turnbuckle, Charlotte Flair throws out major WWE return teases, Dax Harwood confirms when FTR's AEW contracts are up, and Austin Theory feels he is being set up to beat Roman Reigns. Folks, it's time to hit an insult to injury into some wrestling news because it's time for the Turnbuckle. You like this? You like the little head wiggle? The former WWE Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion is gearing up for impending return to WWE. In the past 24 hours, Flair has shared a series of posts to her Instagram story, specifically showing her trademark entrance to the ring, with 3 of the posts displaying her wearing the SmackDown Women's Championship around her waist. The last post in the succession of WWE-related posts to her Instagram story is an image of Flair wearing a wrestling boot while sitting what appears to be on the canvas of a wrestling ring. Flair last appeared on WWE programming at the WrestleMania Backlash Premium Live event on May 8th, where she lost the SmackDown Women's Championship to Ronda Rousey in a brutal I Quit match. After that match in Providence, Rhode Island, WWE wrote Flair off television by claiming she had suffered a fractured radius. In reality, Flair was scheduled to take time away from WWE to marry AEW star Andrade El Idolo in Mexico. The pair tied the knot at the end of May after becoming engaged in January 2020. Following her wedding, it seemed that Flair was poised for a return to television. The PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina advertised the Queen for a SmackDown TV taping in August, but she did not appear. The advertisement came prior to Vince McMahon's retirement from WWE, which could suggest that plans changed once Paul Triple H Levesque assumed control of WWE's creative. During her time away from WWE, Flair partnered with jewelry designer Rockford Collections. The only person who really knows if Charlotte Flair is coming back is actually Charlotte Flair. I don't actually know, to be totally honest with you. So far, that's about as most of the news that I've gotten. I mean, unless, like, I'm just being an idiot and I have just not been looking at the dirt sheets properly, or I've been not looking at, like, the dirty enough sheets, you know? I mean, really, time will tell, honestly, on when Charlotte Flair is actually going to come back. We don't, like, actually know 100%. But, I mean, it seems like now is probably a good time for her to come back. Although, I think the main issue is just the fact that Ronda Rousey is still the champion. And if we're going to get another Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair match, then it's like, okay. You've been away for so long. You'd think that by the time she came back, there would be like another champion in play. And if they're doing the thing, if they're doing what AEW is doing right now, in the sense of all they're doing is just prolonging the inevitable, where they're pretty much just telling you without telling you that they want the Elite to be the Trios champions again. Like, if we're going through all this rigmarole just for Charlotte Flair to be the women's champion again, just for Becky Lynch to face Charlotte Flair at a WrestleMania or something, then it's like, oh yeah, man. When it's stuff like that, it's like, all right, just give it to someone else. Like, that's why I was like, if Shotzi did win at Survivor Series, I wouldn't actually be opposed to it, because it would be someone else. It'd be someone different. You know what I mean? Like, it would be someone that isn't like the same slew of people that we've been getting for the last, like, you know, like year and a half, you know? So I think at the end of the day, we just got to wait and see what's going to happen. But she's teasing that she's coming back, so she can come back next week. She can come back in a month. I don't know. Only time will tell. Next, we're going to talk about Dax Harwood and how he confirms when FTR's AEW contracts are up. Harwood revealed in a recent interview with Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select that he believes FTR's contracts expire at the end of April 2023. Harwood stated that he has had, quote, a lot of conversations about their future with Wheeler as they evaluate their options, including potentially taking a year off of wrestling for major companies and just do things that are fun to them. Regarding this possibility, Harwood told Fightful that, quote, having the opportunity to work more indies in various companies have led FTR to find out how much they love that landscape. FTR are doing the Bryan Danielson thing of like, hey, we're just going to slow it way down a little bit, and we're just going to start doing a couple indie shows, which I respect. I like that that's kind of like the meta, you know? You do really good in a promotion, and then you slowly just start taking away the dates until eventually you're just in like some indie shows, and you just, you know, what's it? You're hitting all of the high notes pretty much, and then bada bing, that's pretty much you done, you know? I would rather them do this. Like, the thing with Bryan Danielson, I would rather them go out not only on their own terms, but in a way that, like, they are 100% comfortable. You know what I mean? I would rather their run end off on a higher note than their run is now, because right now you could argue that they're getting like low-key, they're getting underutilized, but that's just me. I would argue that, you know, their run for right now is not going as well as their run was going, like, man, what, like a couple months ago? It was literally within this year, if I remember correctly, when they were in the Owen Hart tournament. I mean, they were doing great. I mean, it sounds like they're going to be literally December is like what, like tomorrow? So it sounds like they're pretty much going to be doing their thing for like the next 6 months. And then, bada bing, Bob's your uncle. They're out of here, So, I mean, listen, as long as they're happy, you know what I'm saying, then I'm happy. Finally, Austin Theory feels he is being set up to beat Roman Reigns. While speaking with City News Ottawa, Austin Theory stated that he feels he is being set up to defeat Roman Reigns. The cocky, arrogant, douchey persona just really gets under people's skin, and it did its purpose. And having the Money in the Bank contract and the way that character was, there's a little bit of a ceiling there, just because when you look at Roman being so unstoppable and everything. Whoever is going to beat Roman Reigns has got to be someone that is really going to beat Roman Reigns and not just try by some luck. And I think the chapter that Austin Theory is headed now is setting him up to build to being that qualifier to stand toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. Theory, I'm just going to stop you right there, okay? I'm not saying that you are not in line to be some sort of world champion in the future, but I feel like you're being just a wee bit, not too much. All right, I'm not going to immediately shoot you down. I'm not saying I'm shooting you down, but I'm just going to go ahead and say you're being just a little bit overzealous, overconfident, You're over something, okay? I think the iossue is just the fact that Austin Theory is sort of looking at this and going, well, take me to the moon, Like, well, hold on, wait a second, hold on. Let's take you to the ionosphere first, right? See how you react to being in that environment. And then, first of all, I feel like you need to be over with the crowd. And you are over with the crowd, except for that moment in Survivor Series where they literally just slapped a Beyblade ad behind you. I hope you knew about that, because man, if you didn't, that really sucks. I feel like down the line he's probably going to be a world champion, but maybe not within this year, maybe not in the next couple months. I feel like after Roman gets the title off of him, then that'll be a perfect opportunity. I mean, bro, as soon as Roman gets the title off of him, it is an absolute, it is, I don't know what's the word. It is just going to be an absolute riot, because now the world is anyone's oyster. Austin Theory is very ambitious, and as he should be, okay? If anybody within his position has any right to sit there and be like, oh, I'm the next world champion, for sure. You have every right to feel that way. Is that going to happen? Yeah, maybe sometime soon, but not right now, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I don't want anybody to think that there's a problem that he doesn't deserve to be the champion right now. I feel like a certain amount of people would agree with me in that sense, so really we just have to wait and see. I feel like it's not even remotely off the table. I feel like it's on the table, it's just in the corner because there's a lot of other stuff that they're currently doing right now. So all we got to do is just wait, okay? That's all we got to do. What do we talk about? Charlotte Flair is teasing coming back. I don't really know when that's going to be. We're going to have to wait, obviously, right? I hope that it's not going to be against Ronda Rousey. I personally hope that, just because I feel as though that we've already done that song and dance. Okay, we get it. She fighting Queen and baddest. Who cares? Dax Harwood is talking about when FTR's AEW contracts are up there. That's happening in 2023. I mean, they're going down the Bryan Danielson route where they're just sort of coasting, which is fine. I mean, given the tenure, right, that they've had over the last couple of years and the matches that they've been in and the stuff that they've been able to do, I mean, they're literally walking around with 3 sets of tag team championships. So I would argue that they're doing pretty good for themselves right now. And finally, Austin Theory feels he is being set up to beat Roman Reigns. I would say Roman Reigns is a bit far-fetched. That's just me, okay? I would say that you're being set up to beat a future world champion at some point. You are 100% going to be a world champion at some point. I just see that in the books for you. But Roman Reigns, I don't know. That's a bit... You're swinging above your weight class a little bit, at least for right now. All right, relax for right now. I'm not saying that you're not destined to ever be a champion ever. Okay, let's just give it a little bit for right now, and then somewhere down the line after WrestleMania, if somebody else is the world champion, that's all you, fam. All right, you go ahead and you do that. That's gonna do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow. And as always, big hugs all around.